Hi, I'm Donna Cohen, Community Liaison Manager for EcoJudaism. This is our first Eco Teams outside broadcast, and we really are outside. We're at Potter's Bar and Brookman's Park Shul, and I'd like to introduce Juliette Hooker, who is the Chair and Eco Teams Eco Lead at the Shul, who's going to talk to us about this wonderful EcoGarden. Hi Juliette.
Hi Donna, welcome
Thanks
back
very
to
much.
sunny Potter's Bar.
Thank you, we really are blessed with sunshine today. And how did EcoJudaism help you on your journey? How did you start your project with the Shul?
Well, I think I first heard about EcoJudaism, it was Synagogue then, wasn't it?
It was.
Must have been October 21. I got an email from Office of the Chief Rabbi, actually. And then there was a special climate change special in You and Us, and then the next month, November, I was fortunate enough to attend a US's 150th anniversary celebrations, and I met Rabbi David Mason. I'd already kind of looked up, what EcoJudaism Synagogue was all about. And we had a chat, and I told him about my idea for the garden, and he was hugely supportive, and he said, go for it. He said, register your shul for
The audit,
Synagogue, yes. And he put Andrew in touch with me.
And the rest is history.
Exactly.
Was this your idea, or who came up with the idea? Was it a joint initiative?
It was my idea. I mean,
Excellent.
I'd often looked out and thought, oh my goodness, this would make such a wonderful eco garden. But I had masses of support from my council, and of course Rabbi Adam Hill, Shosh, also.
So they're really supportive. That's really important. It's really important to get the support of the rabbinic team. It makes a real difference. And I'd like to know how you reached out for help and how the local council got involved, because I know that you got a grant, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, for a long time it was just a pipe dream, because we had no money to do it. Yeah, end of 21 again. Out of the blue, I got a phone call from Jonathan Kay, who's Herts County Councillor for Ware. He's also a member of Welling Shul. And he told me about an annual locality budget that all councillors have, usually about £500 to £1,000, and therefore local projects, community projects. He said that his friend Stephen Bolton, who is our Herts County Councillor, was looking to support a shul in his area, and if you like the idea, he would give me the okay to apply. So that's what I did. I wrote to him. He got back to me quite quickly, and I also told him that as Jews, protecting life, saving life is so important to us, most important thing, and I told him I'm keeping protecting the environment for future generations, and I told him about the US going to COP26 and about Eco Synagogue as well, and all your work. Anyway, he liked the idea. He loved the idea. He said he'd support it. He said I should just go and apply online on the council website, which I did. It was quite a straightforward form. A couple of months later, I think it was early 22, I got an email from Hertfordshire County Council saying Stephen Bolton had approved the full amount, and the full amount was £4,000.
Wow, that is amazing.
So it just goes to show.
I'm just wondering if we should take a walk and then talk about what you've got in the garden and how you maintain it. Should we do that?
Yes,
now?
yes, absolutely. You'll see sort of like tussocks, little mounds here and there.
Okay.
We left them like that because they're actually anthills.
Oh, that's interesting. Underneath.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you kind of just scrape the soil away, you'll see lots of millions of little ants. So we trim the grass most of the grass that is. We go around the dandelions and the other wildflowers. I mean, we don't class anything as a weed. Like things like dandelions are they're critical nectar for early bees. There's like chives growing in the grass as well.
Oh, lovely.
So we've got wildflowers growing in the pots. This garden, I mean, like sustainable. It's organic. Obviously, we use peat-free soil, compost, but we let nature control the pests. So I mean, even if we see like slugs and snails, I mean, you got to love them, I'm afraid. They are actually they're our cleanup crew. They're nature's cleanup crew. So if I see any slugs or whatever munching on a flower, all I do is just pick it up, pop it on the compost heap, but definitely don't kill them. So here we had this like long bed put in, and it's mainly plants for pollinators. So we have like buddleia, 2 buddleias, lavender. It's called, I can't remember the name of it. It's called golden something or other. We've had some quite by chance. We've had some sort of wild garlic, mustard garlic growing, which I don't know where that's come from. This is going to be an allium, big purple.
Oh yes, I've got those in my garden. They're beautiful.
Some wallflowers. There's loads of like wild geraniums. They just take over. I mean, wildflowers that have been growing, spring. Like ladies smock over there, cookie flower, and we have lesser celandine, buttercups. All through here it's like a sea of yellow in the spring. It's gorgeous. So here is our pond. Oops.
So this is the path that.
Yeah. So this was talking about limitations. Because we're an older community, it was very, very hard to. We just couldn't like dig ponds and beds and things like that. So we did have to get someone in to do that. But this is literally just an RSPB liner kit, and it's now an ecosystem.
Do you have frogs in there?
Well, Shosh has seen frogs. We've got a little toad abode here, so if any frogs do want to pop in. Mm-hmm. There are special plants for a pond edge and water plants, and there are floating plants. There are pebbles and things, big pebbles, little pebbles, mainly to help any animals in and out. I think that's probably it. We do have a water butt. In fact, that's probably one of the first things we ever did was put a water butt in.
And that gives you points in the audit.
Oh,
it certainly does, yes. Installing a water butt gives you very, very easy points in the audit, just so that everybody knows.
Okay, but it also, you can't put mains water straight into a pond because it's treated, it's got chemicals in it.
Exactly.
So we filled up the water butt with mains water, left it until the chemicals have gone. We've got this bird feeder, we've got the bird table, we've got the water table for them to have a bath or have a drink. Obviously different birds feed in different ways, so we're trying to cover as many different birds as possible. So the finches and the tits like this kind of thing. Blackbirds, robins, starling, actually starlings will use these as well. They prefer the open table. Last year the tubes were like full. They had like they were full of mud. Because these clever little bees, they're solitary bees, probably mining bees, I'm not sure, but they go into the tubes, they lay their larvae, they then block up the hole with mud, and then the larva grows over the winter. And like, I came this morning and I had a look at it, and all the blocked up tubes, they were all open. So they must have all come out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then these lovely little bees are crawling all over
That really does work, actually. Where did you get it from?
RSPB.
RSPB. Okay, so there's a good tip.
In fact, everything here. Okay, all the feeders, everything. We have an eco team, Eco Gardeners Club. We call it.
Yeah.
And we come and just have fun and chat, and we pull out the bindweed. But that's probably about all we do. If some of the plants die over winter, then we'll replace them. Over here we have our log pile. So yet another ecosystem. Lots of bugs, what have you. That actually was a dead tree from my parents' garden. So I would say that if you do have, a dead tree or whatever, don't get rid of it. If you've got a dead tree that's upright, leave it if you can, if it's safe to leave it. So yeah, very important, a log pile.
I remember learning about that actually during one of our 2 Bishop Arts sessions, about that there's life in death in these kind of logs. And do you remember that one?
Absolutely right.
It was really interesting, and you've actually, put that into practice, and it works.
Yes, I assume it works. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, all this advice came from the Herts and Middlesex Wildlife Trust. I got a guy in, once I knew we had the grant, I got a guy in from there, and he kind of told us stuff like this, and like where to site the pond so that it's not right under trees, so leaves don't fall in there and stuff like that.
So it's about getting the right advice and reaching out to the right places, and also having this supportive gardening team as well, isn't it? Because you can't do it alone.
No. So up there is a bat box.
Oh yes.
Now that we got that mainly because Shosh Hill she'd seen like the tiny pipistrelle bats flying around our compost corner. Basically we just chuck all the garden waste in there, and it all comes out the bottom as soil.
Do you put organic waste in it from the kitchen?
No, we don't. That's something we certainly could do. So,
so this has got a significance. It's called the Jubilee Peace Garden.
So here we have, things I know are wild strawberry, bird's foot trefoil, I think it's called. The cowslips have already, they've already been and gone. Got quite a lot packed into here, plus got all the wild geraniums as well. On here, we've got honeysuckles growing either side. Last year they were just covered in blackfly, and they just did nothing. But this year they seem to be clear, which is good. And I've just planted some wildflower seeds at the base in the pots. And along here, just to make it a bit more attractive, we've got plants that the bees do like, verbena, among others, lavender. Try, if you can, to have a garden for all seasons. So there's something for the bees and the butterflies and the insects right through the year.
And I'm sitting here actually because one of the questions in the audit is about having space for prayer and solitary meditation, relaxation. I think this is just ideal, isn't it?
We've got quite a few fruit trees that are already here. Obviously, it's really important if you can to put trees in your green spaces. So we've got apple trees. We have a fig tree. We usually get quite a bit of. We get some apples. The figs are not usually big enough to eat, but the birds and the insects love them, so that's really the most important thing.
Do you think that climate change is having a very negative impact on gardens at the moment, and we can actually feel it? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt. And it has a knock-on effect for the birds and the
bees
and all wildlife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is really
everything.
important. You know, which is why we just all need to do our bit, and which is why, you know, we're so proud of all the communities for all the amazing work they're doing to try to mitigate climate change. We're just doing our bit, and
That's all we can do. So.
that's all we can do, and you know, continue with this excellent work. Okay, Juliette, thank you so much for such an amazing tour of the garden. We hope that'll be an inspiration to others, and you know, the work you've done is absolutely phenomenal.
We are hoping to have summer events in the garden. Quick plug, actually. We've got one coming up on June the 16th. It's a garden party with strawberries and cream and a wonderful singer. And hopefully it'll be, you know, in the garden and lovely surroundings. It'll be a lovely afternoon and the weather will be like this.
Please God. So what other tips do you have for other communities if they're thinking about establishing a garden, an eco-garden?
So obviously, number one tip, check out your local council and councillors' community grants. If you can, create a nectar cafe for all seasons. So provide bees with different flower shapes, because some have long tongues and some have short tongues. I've noticed that nurseries, garden nurseries and places like B&Q, they sell off unwanted plants all year round, really cheaply. Something to look out for. You can also ask your members for any cuttings of native plants to put in your garden. You can try thinking of dandelions as wildflowers rather than weeds, because early bees do rely on their nectar. Don't worry if you haven't got much space, but you only have hard paving and a shawl. You can buy or decorate old flower pots in bright colours and fill them with bee-friendly herbs and flowers. Reuse, recycle as much as you can. Many containers can become planters. Think like old wheelbarrows. Introduce something to collect water. It's much cheaper, and the water, of course, is much healthier. Have a look on the websites of the conservation charities. There's masses of advice out there. I learned so much from reading them. And have an enthusiastic eco team, because that is really, really important.
That is the key.
Yes.
We really, you know, hope that this will give others the impetus to start their own eco-garden and to follow in your footsteps. And thank you once again, and we look forward to seeing you on the 29th of May. Thank you.
Thank you very much.